Francesca.
Yes, Nick. Hi.
Hello. What are you drinking over there?
We are drinking. It's called Reuben by Domaine Babinet. It's a French, juicy little Cab Franc, and with it's like got some really velvety, very strong tannins actually. But it's I think one of my new favorite wines.
I know, it's so good. Actually, side note, Cab Franc. And you go by Frank with a C. So sometimes I call you Franc. And I don't think anyone gets
it's very confusing
what I'm talking about.
Well, Frank or Franc. When everybody asks me what I go by. Oh, Francesca, what do you go by for short? Like Fran? I'm like, no, like Frank, but with a C.
Mm-hmm. And then I just started Franc, which instead of like I'm saying the grape in my head, but I feel like people look at it as like F-R-O-N-K. Like
I've never thought that.
My name's
Franc.
My name's Franc.
That's like Kronk.
I know,
from,
like Kronk.
Emperor's New Clothes.
Oh my God, yeah. I love that.
I feel like I'm kind of like him sometimes.
I'm not seeing that.
I don't know. Franc.
Franc.
I'm never gonna unhear it.
I know. That's why I can't really say.
F-R-O-N-K.
I'm always like, what's up, Sister Cab Franc? No, oh my God, that's Sister Cab Franc. That should be your drag name.
Sister Cab Franc. Can I do drag as a woman?
Yeah, women do drag.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Drag. But
wow,
yeah.
We're really jumping into it. Hold on. This episode is sponsored by Regina's new shoes.
Regina. So for those of you who don't know, Regina is the Chevy Equinox that we live out of.
Regina is our home.
I know.
So she sponsors us, but she has new shoes because twice in the last week we have had to spend almost $1,000 on getting her new brakes.
We don't love that.
And calipers and rotors
and
brake pads. I've learned a lot of new. I feel very butch. Do you feel butch?
Wait, hold up. I need to make fun of you one moment. You saw the red brake pads on a G-Wagon?
Yeah.
On the black, wheel, and you just go, oh, it has like black or red accents.
Yeah,
and I go, those are the brakes.
See, Nick's a lot more butch of a
those are the brakes.
He knows some things.
I'm a little butch. Well, actually, it's funny because in Colorado, I'm like super femme gay, but in LA, I'm like pretty butch.
I know. In Colorado, we actually catch people being like, oh, which Nick? Like gay Nick?
And I'm like,
he's like the token gay in our small mountain town.
I was like, wow, gay Nick. That's a capital fucking G.
Yeah.
And all right. I mean, it's not that I hate it, but I'm just like, gay Nick. One time
out here, you might as well be like a cowboy mechanic or something. Like you're so butch in LA.
I know. I know what brakes are. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, the brakes of the
car. I'm so butch. Actually, a man in Colorado did ask me. He was like, we were on a camping trip, and he was just such a bro. And he was like, oh, so you're gay, and you go camping? And I was like, yeah. And then he asked me.
Gay men go camping.
Gay men go camping, yeah. And I know a lot of it. But anyway, he asked me if I knew how to build a fire. And it was on the basis of being gay. And I was like, you just asked me if I knew how to do a primitive ass human thing. On the basis, because I'm gay. Because
of your sexuality. And which, also not knowing that Nick was, director of nature for a summer camp in the Shawnee National Forest for, 8 years.
I used to, lead trails and hikes.
Nature Nick.
Nature Nick, that's what they call me. Anyway, I'm really good at building a fire. Maybe I'll make a video, a time-lapse video on Instagram, me proving my butchness. I know how to build a fire.
I don't think you're allowed to build fires in California.
They don't do fire.
No. So, could you imagine, you're in LA, you're, doing a camping video, and a ranger pulls up, and you get arrested, and you're like, sir, I'm just content creating.
I'm content creating and proving my butchness.
I'm just trying to prove to the people that I'm a man.
Oh, man.
And they're like, sir, you're going to have to come with us. You just almost started a wildfire in the state of California.
Oh my gosh. So I should do it in the middle of Sunset Boulevard.
That'd probably be
it's
allowed.
Performance art.
Yeah. There you go. That's what we're going to have to start doing to make money soon.
I know, because
now Za's going to have to pick up a skill.
Za, we should put her to work like a trainer, like a snake charmer or something.
Like a little monkey. She kind of looks like a little monkey.
She's a little monkey.
We could teach her to steal, like a boo.
Oh, I've seen monkeys steal shit before.
I thought you were going to say you've seen little dogs steal shit. I was like, what? The monkeys would steal in India, right?
Yeah. I mean, they steal in like wherever there's a monkey, it's stealing shit. It's just part of the monkey experience. But I've seen them like literally use each other as like a ladder, and one will like drop down upside down with its hanging by its tail and like grab a fruit or an orange and just pull
that's
itself
the
back
most
up.
Aladdin thing you've ever seen.
No, but it's real.
It happens?
No, it's actually real. And then everyone will be like, hey, get out of here.
I'm going to need some thief monkey content
All right,
on
well,
the Instagram ASAP.
Thief monkey content.
Yes. It's just, I can't
That's what
wait.
I'm going to do for 2 hours tonight. Like, research monkeys, like
Make
video
a whole
monkeys.
TikTok.
Make a whole TikToks. Like,
Just don't explain.
all right, guys. I know none of you believe me, but monkeys steal shit. Here's what I
It's
found.
part of the monkey experience.
A lot of you guys have been telling me that our podcast sounds really good, and I just want to say thank you. I spent a lot of time on it.
Nicholas is in charge. I
am in
none
charge.
of that.
I'm just like, I know nothing about microphones and interfaces and mixers and stuff like that, but I have been doing a lot of YouTubing, and I finally know how, and I've been getting compliments on it. And I'm just like, Francesca, let me handle this.
Yeah, everyone's like, wow, your podcast sounds really professional. And I was like, thank you. Like, he hands me a glass of wine and a mic, and we just go for it. But Nick's watched like a lot of like YouTube videos. There was a very high like barrier to entry, like learning curve.
I always say I have like two dads. I have my dad, my real dad, and then I have YouTube.
You were raised by
I was raised by YouTube. Sometimes I'm like, one time I had to like change an air filter in my friend's car, and we were like, I don't know what that is. And so we literally just like typed in make, model, year, air filter change. And it was like some dad that just was showing exactly how to do it step by step. And I was like, there's nothing YouTube can't teach me. I know.
The dads of YouTube.
Yeah.
They're doing God's
There's
work.
a lot. There's a lot. Like I learned how to mix concrete from YouTube.
You are so butch. Listen to this.
I got really into concrete for a bit. Do you know there's a difference between cement and concrete? But anyway.
Concrete content. Anyway, Nick basically thinks he's an audio engineer. And the reason I bring this up is because we were just at like this Burning Man after party at Venice Beach. It's called an afterburn here in LA. Pretty much was Burning Man, but in Venice Beach. And we met this man who called himself Thunk, like think Thunk. And Nick goes, oh, that's so cool. I'm also an audio engineer. And
I was kidding. I literally said it as a joke, but you got so nervous and just started like laughing immediately and just go, no, he's not. And I was like, I know I'm not. Hey, I'm not trying to lie to Thunk that I was an audio engineer, but I felt like it. And Thunk was laughing with us.
We think, but then he was like, you know why we call ourselves audio
Oh,
engineers.
wait, this blew my mind. Because he was saying that I guess real engineers, like structural engineers or like mechanical engineers, they're like engineers. And they say that audio engineers aren't actual engineers. But he said the reason why we call ourselves engineers is because we build a foundation. And Francesca's like, what the fuck is this man talking about? I'm sitting here like, mind blown, you know?
Because I guess if you don't have a good foundation,
the whole structure comes like toppling down, you know, like what you're
this
recording
sounds like
at.
something someone that like
God.
named Thunk would say. But shout out to Thunk.
The shout out to
He did give us an American Spirit.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A yellow one.
Uh-huh. We love a yellow.
Yeah.
It's like what
a
the
yellow or
supermodels
like a
smoke.
light. It is what all the supermodels smoke. It's honestly, one of my friends told me that, and they're like, if you're going to smoke a cigarette, just do like an American Spirit yellow, because that's what all the models smoke. And I think it's like very chic. And it's because they're like organic tobacco and it's like nothing.
I love it. I love a little cheeky smoke.
Cig.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're actually kind of a smoker.
I'm not. No, I'm no longer addicted. I've had like 3 cigarettes on this whole trip.
Mm-hmm.
No, I really haven't. I
Wait.
have been addicted in the past.
One time when you were quitting, you were like, I haven't smoked a cigarette in 6 days. I was like, that's not even a mile marker. It's 7 days.
I had almost made it. No, okay, listen. Sometimes it just calls for it. Like when I'm in Paris or when I was like working on yachts, like the maritime industry. You're just like, you want to get away from the guests. You're on the boat. You just met a hot boy. Like you're going to ask him for a cheeky cig so that you can like have a reason to chat with him. It's just, there are times when it calls for it. New York
I
City.
agree.
Paris in the rain. I'm serious.
There,
but sometimes it can be shitty.
Oh my God. One time I was in the middle of a bar and I was, being performative, and I said, hey guys, I think I'm going to take up smoking. And literally everyone turned their head because they thought I was serious. And they were like, no, don't do it. But they were like, is he? It's like, no, I'm not serious.
You would do that as performance art. You smoked cigarettes for a hot second in China.
I smoked every day for 6 months in China. Yeah. But I mean, it's just like, it's what you do.
Is it because the pollution was so bad you might as well just kill yourself faster? I don't.
No.
In China, the smog?
Everyone smokes cigarettes in China.
Weird.
And especially when speaking Chinese, all the cab drivers smoke. And you start speaking Chinese to the cab, and then they're like the cab driver. And so they're kind of like really excited to talk to you. And so they offer you a cigarette, and it's almost, I don't want to say rude to turn it down, but it is like, I just don't think the best thing to do from a charisma standpoint. I don't know, this man's like excited that he can talk to me and wasn't expecting that, so here's a cigarette.
The puff bars.
Oh my God.
Absolutely not. I cannot.
The puff bars out of here.
It's gross, and I couldn't, if I was 13 and it was cool and it tasted like cotton candy, and all my friends, at least now when people are smoking them, I'm kind of embarrassed for you. It's like, oh, you have an addiction. You have a problem. You're waking up and going to sleep with this in your hand.
And the way that they hold them, it's like they're sucking on their thumb.
Yeah.
It is not Lana Del Rey just sitting there like, hi, it's.
If Lana Del Rey started smoking a puff bar, you would never.
I don't think she would ever. She would never do that.
Because there's something about the cigarette.
Yeah, there's
it's old school, and if it's just tobacco.
American Spirit's mellow fresh or subtle whatever.
Yeah,
but
cotton candy,
bubblegum hurricane,
dingleberry ice hurricane.
I know.
Is what the other ones are.
Wait, someone told me that White Claws are to beer like Juuls are to cigarettes.
A little.
I mean,
but I can still. I mean, Nicholas, you drank a Truly out of a wine glass last night in Corona Del Mar. So I don't know what that says or what point I'm trying to make, but it's better than if you were hitting a puff bar.
It was black cherry. But we're following the coast, and we've gone through all these cute little towns. Also, California, stop it with the cute ass little oyster shop on the side of the coast, looking out at the beach. And I want to take a photo and get I've wanted to go to lunch 14 times in one day just because I was like, oh, let's go to this cute little crab shack,
Absolutely.
It's so cute.
And these influencers, they have the aesthetic photos. It's old, it's vintage, and it's literally a fold down, I don't know, chair. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like a fold-up chair?
Yeah, it's like a fold-up chair with an ashtray, and that's what they put. Or it's a latte, or a croissant, and that's the only photo.
Mm-hmm.
Or
sneakers.
Just sneakers by the door.
But these cute-ass shacks are
that's
that.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, it's they're so aesthetic.
Oh my God, I could have 1,400 vintage photos, and I had to stop taking photos because it was so cute, and the whole aesthetic, adorable little moments aren't really our vibe.
It's really not.
I appreciate them. I want to follow those accounts, but it's just not us.
I will say we parked at one of those little crab shacks, and I got out. I opened up the door, and then I was stepping down, and there was a little oyster half shell, and I said, "Oops, someone dropped their oyster shell," because I know that someone a little eaten half oyster in the parking lot, of course,
on the beach.
Yeah,
and put a little light blue.
It's good
filter,
price.
Mm-hmm. No, you could pull up to these things by these gorgeous campgrounds on the beach. They're selling oysters. We pulled over. Oh, we haven't even talked about the meadery.
Oh my God.
We pull off. Okay, so mead is honey that has been fermented, and then they add champagne yeast to it. Basically.
Yeah, it's
like
just
champagne, but made out of honey.
Honey
it's fermented
wine.
Honey wine.
And not only were the meads just cute and adorable and delicious, but the people who work there, I felt like I was in Narnia.
No, we were on a set. It looked like we were on the set of Free People. They all had these little booties on and these
and overalls, and they were just cute little haircuts.
And little bee tattoos.
Yeah.
And there was an apiary, which I learned is where the bees live.
A bee yard.
Yeah, bee yard. All the little beehives.
A little beehive, yeah. And I was like, Francesca, where are we?
And we did a tasting.
I know.
It was $25 a person. We tasted these meads from all over the world.
From the cutest girl serving it under a little apple tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like...
And we just slept there. Like, we pulled off the road, and northern coast towards the south of California is just filled with, like, the cutest little... Everyone should do it. I need a boyfriend. And I want to just drive up the coast. I want, like, a really nice van or maybe, like, a sports car. Maybe, like, a convertible.
Okay.
And I just want to, like...
I'm thinking, like... Yeah.
And, like, go to all the oyster shacks. And, yeah, I want to eat lunch 14 times.
I know.
And black out at the meadery. Doesn't that sound romantic?
I would love to black. I just want to go eat nothing but a couple oysters for lunch and then black out at the meadery while wearing Free People.
Yeah. Put me in a peasant skirt. Maybe a little flower behind my ear.
Like, yeah, a little hemp wicker purse.
Yes, a wicker purse. Nick, now that he knows what a wicker purse is.
Hashtag wicker purse.
Hashtag wicker purse.
But yes, guys, we have loved living in Regina, getting new shoes for her, and traveling down the cute-ass California coast. But I'll tell you what, it's a little bit difficult. And as we discussed last time, it's hard trying to look cute. And then also we went to San Francisco, and, you know, we have everything that we own in a car in San Francisco.
Everything that we own is in Regina.
So we didn't spend too much time. We just went out for like a night, but we didn't spend the night in San Francisco. We were just worried about our car.
Too scared. Nicholas is an audio engineer now, and his children are these microphones and his audio equipment.
Yeah. Yeah, San Francisco. You guys are another level of something. I don't know what that is, but I love it down there. But anyway, we found ourselves in a nice hotel room in Monterey. A little bit more our vibe. Well, not Monterey, just the hotel part. I love San Francisco, but it was nice to get a hotel room because, listen, I'm not some van life granola girl.
I'm not. I love those girls. They're adorable. They have cute little curly hair, and they're traveling down, and
they're making coffee, like a single cup of coffee.
They all love coffee.
I don't, because that's what you do. It's a camping thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's cute.
Maybe because when you're living in your car, your only joy is getting.
They're loving it. They're living their lives besides Gabby Petito.
Maybe it'd be fine.
Sorry.
Nicholas.
No, I'm not. I'm saying, like, not all van life is honky-dory, but, like, obviously.
Yeah, it doesn't have to end in murder.
Well, she was the first one that came to mind. Sorry. I'm, like, actually, that whole case, like, is really sad to me. I'm not making Gabby Petito jokes. I'm going to cut this out, except I'm not. But, yeah. Rest in peace.
So much off.
Rest in peace, Gabby Petito.
Yeah, I hope we find out what happens to her.
So we're in a nice hotel in Monterey. Okay.
Listen, so like,
oh my gosh,
murder aside, like, we can't do van life.
God, could you pour me another glass of wine?
Yeah, I'll pour you some more.
One.
That was like a lot. Here, you talk about the fact that, like, we got a hotel and it was lovely. While I set my microphone down.
Okay, guys, we got a microphone. Wait, we got a hotel room. Oh, thanks, Francesca. Cheers. We got a hotel room in Monterey, and it was so cute. It had a bath. It had a shower. It had a little balcony. But so it was nice, but you know, it's just so good to have like a cute little place.
You guys, I acted like I had been living in the jungle for 3 weeks. I got there and I was like, I'm taking a bath. I was like, don't talk to me.
You did straight up take a bath just because you could.
Yeah. I don't even take baths normally, but I just felt like it called for a bath.
I hear you. Do you remember in Breckenridge when I was having my performative nighttime
episodic baths?
Yes, my episodic baths.
Yes.
God, how
could I forget?
That was a thing. Okay, I get the whole I just need to take a bath right now, and I don't do that, but sometimes I party so hard that I have to remove myself from the party and take it back to home and turn on the red lights in my bathroom and sit in the bathtub, blast Madonna, pour myself some wine, and scream at the top of my lungs and take naked photos and send them to my friends.
Not me, because that'd be weird.
Yeah, I did not send that to you.
Friends.
Yeah.
We have boundaries.
We do.
Some boundaries.
I actually am not like a big like naked pic taker. I don't take nudes of myself really.
Nudes exist.
But I just felt like sending them out to a few of my friends just because I was partying so hard.
When he says a few of his friends, like his girlfriends, that's the funny part. Like my good friends were like, so your brother like sent me like a candlelit disco ball, red lit bath time photo of him with like a glass of wine, and like he was naked. And I'm like, yeah, he's like been doing that lately. This is going to be like a niche audience that I'm sure can absolutely relate with you.
If you relate to me on the episodic performative nighttime baths, DM me because we're going to be friends.
And send us a pic. Please.
In red light, you don't have to be naked.
Isn't that weird, though? I actually don't have any nudes floating around of me in the world. I'm a 31-year-old
You're
woman.
like that.
Well, because you never know. I don't know who I'm going to be when I'm older. And if I'm going to get... I mean, what if I'm a politician?
Right.
What if I marry royalty?
I will say, though...
There's no skeletons in my closet.
I do like that you don't really have, like, dirt as far as...
Nothing's fishing around, floating around on the internet.
However, I do think that we're just going to be so much more comfortable with seeing leaked naked photos of politicians and presidents and royal people in, like, say in 20 years. You know, like a lot of news will be leaked, and I think it's going to be a lot less like, okay, yeah, like we all, like who knows in 20 years if it's just socially acceptable to post naked photos of yourself. I don't know what's happening.
I mean,
but like, I just think it's going to be like,
I'm just going to keep a clean internet presence. I just think that like
that's wise.
Once it's out there, you can never get it back, and I do not.
There are definitely naked photos of me floating around in the interwebs. I just have to say.
But it's different for you. I feel like it's not that big of a deal.
It's totally different for me. I like that you're keeping this, like, clean little Princess Diana vibe going on. But I mean, a lot of the people I hang around have, like, OnlyFans and stuff like that. Like, no one's going to care about my
I guess
naked
people
photo.
do just have OnlyFans now, and it's almost, like, totally... It's, like, socially acceptable. Yeah,
Monterey,
back to
California.
the hotel. You guys, Saucy Sibz tip number 7, travel tip. Heard it here first. Hotels, super fucking nice.
They are so nice.
They do exactly what you want them to do.
You open up the door, and it's got a room that you can live in. Spend some time in.
I'm gonna post this meme. Someone sent it to me today, and they said, actually, shout out to my friend Megan. It was a tweet that said, literally every time I go to a hotel room, the first thing I do is just walk around this hotel room and go, this is so nice. This is so nice.
Oh my God.
She goes, wow, I immediately thought of you. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but relatable content.
Relatable content. And then you don't even really have to clean them up. I personally always like to tidy up.
I even strip the beds.
So, anyway, Francesca and I woke up absolutely hungover. But Francesca died. She completely died. I had to resurrect her. It took 4 days, but...
I woke up. I couldn't find my vintage Chanel earring.
I found it, by the way.
I had a bump on my head. People told us that there was no nightlife in Monterey.
No, my friend goes, oh... I was like, yeah, we like got crazy out in Monterey. And he's like, do they have bars in Monterey? I said, listen, I don't know the area well, but we went to a lot of bars and we found all the people that went hard.
We found it. So they say in like Monterey and Carmel that you're either newlywed or nearly dead. And that like, yeah, there's not like a young nightlife scene.
Right.
But, they never met the Saucy Sibz.
I know. Leave it to us. We go out to dinner because Francesca, you were having a meltdown after your baths.
Oh, yeah. So I took a bath and then I started having a meltdown. So I have this thing. I have a supplement addiction. So I'm going to confess. My name is Francesca and I have an addiction to supplements. You can't really take me to like a health food store without me spending, like I black out.
Right.
And not on alcohol. Like I say that in like, I go manic. And I'm like, ashwagandha. I don't know what this is. It's an adaptogen. It says it's going to fix me. And ashwagandha, glycine, sea moss.
You pulled a jar out of the fridge of this gelatinous, like tri-color purple turquoise moss. And
it
you
was
just go.
Elderberry sea moss.
You go,
yeah.
Oh, is that why it was blue?
Yeah.
I just thought it was like blue sea moss or something. Like in the deepest part of the ocean or something. And I was like, sea moss? You want me to what? With the sea? You want me to just take spoonfuls of this? And it did something to me. I don't know what it did. But
I don't know what it is. It's magic. Shout out to this Instagram girl who sends me special organic jars of sea moss. Her name's Brooke Neiman. I follow her. She's gorgeous. And I'm like, wait, if the sea moss does that for you, like, I'm like, yes, I believe you. Send it. So like she specially packages it and sends it to me. But anyway, so I travel with like 4 bags of like supplements, and I couldn't even tell you what they do. I'm just like, I don't know. Some girl told me like it was good for my brain or my digestion. It was healing my gut.
It's dried grass in a gelatin capsule.
It's going to make my skin perfect. I'm going to grow 3 inches and lose 40 pounds. Anyway, sometimes I get a little overzealous. Sometimes I'll take like 45 at a time. And then I go crazy.
You have a meltdown because you take. So
and I start like kind of twitching
and freaking out and
having
crazy
anxiety. Yeah.
So you were having a meltdown. And here's the thing. We learned from a young age that whenever you're having a meltdown, sometimes you just need to change your environment.
Yeah, change your environment, which actually is a really good tip for depression and anxiety. Just change the environment. Get out of the room. Go for a walk.
You go to happy hour.
Yep.
And so that's what we did. Francesca's freaking out. And I'm like, all right.
Questioning my entire life.
Who am I? What am I doing
on this earth? What is my purpose?
What the fuck is a podcast, you know? But so you decided, we decided, I was like, let's go to happy hour out in Monterey. And that's it. That's all we were trying to do. But we went to this cute little restaurant called Hula, and we had a really good time. And then the man sitting next to us at the bar, we'll call him Gabriel.
Oh, okay. He's going his real name.
Yeah.
But...
And so we meet this man named Gabriel. And we're not really, he had no social media, no phone, had a Texan accent, was throwing around money. We're not really sure what he did for work. He said that he builds, like someone was like, oh, do you build the castles? I don't know what that means, build the castles. But
he said he was coming from San Francisco. And I think that either Gabriel's a serial killer. Because he was like really charismatic, but he was alone at the bar and said he had lived in Monterey for a few months, but was from San Francisco and was making his way towards LA.
Right. And the thing is, the bartender, he went to the bathroom for a quick second, and the bartender, she was like, oh, yeah, that's Gabriel. He's really friendly. Just watch out. And I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
That could be taken in so many different ways. Because he was really friendly.
And he was really good looking.
He was good looking, yeah. He was fit, but there was just something off about him. And he was just so excited. He was waiting for us almost at the bar.
I know.
He was ready to meet us.
It felt like he was positioned there to meet us.
So I had my eye on him the whole time. Not to say I didn't love him. Like, we were having a blast. So he showed us a great time. And that's the thing. Monterey, fun. I guess you just got to know Gabriel. And he took us out to these, like, all these different like cocktail bars.
We went to a bar called Sly McFly's.
Which could have been Gabriel's actual name.
Yeah.
Sly McFly.
He seemed sly.
Yeah, kind of snaky. I
don't know if anything he told us was true. But anyway.
He paid for everything.
He did pay for everything. We loved
What a gentleman.
Yeah. And there was a wedding party. This is basically what happened to us. When we say that me and Nicholas like accidentally blacked out in Monterey.
Because we're with a man named Gabriel, and then there was a wedding party, and I was on a lot of sea moss.
When the bride, it really hypes you up. But the bride wanted us to do shots, and like you don't turn it down from the bride. Next thing I know, we're dancing. Anyway, we wake up. I lost my vintage Chanel.
I found the vintage Chanel though.
Did find it the next day.
I took Zaw for a walk, and I was like, oh, that looks like gold. And lo and behold, it's a vintage gold Chanel earring.
In the bushes.
I was like, Monterey kind of ate us up.
Yeah, I was like, Mom and Dad were like, it's a sleepy little beach town. And I was like, well, I have to get out of here.
I can't be seen again. I don't even know.
Oh, yeah. So did we tell you guys we're in LA right now?
We're in LA.
We're in LA.
And
remember when we were going to the Pacific Northwest and now we're in LA?
Somehow that just happened.
How we ended up here. So we woke up in our hotel. We found my vintage Chanel. Thank God. Everything was right in the world. We drove down through, we had a gluten-free cinnamon roll. Wasn't that great?
It wasn't good.
We went to a gluten-free bakery in Monterey.
And I love gluten-free shit, and that shit tasted awful.
And listen, I've been gluten-free for like 10 years. And if I am going to like break down and like go to a gluten-free bakery, if you're going to open a gluten-free bakery, make it good.
Well, also,
I mean, you can't go wrong with like icing and butter.
That's what I'm saying. It was covered in icing and saturated with butter, and it wasn't good.
It wasn't that good. I don't like to say. I'm not saying that.
I'm not trying to like hate on her.
No.
But like, shit was bad.
Yeah. it was bad. Anyway, so because I was hungover and I needed something. I was like, there's a gluten-free bakery in town. Someone told me about it. We're going.
You go, I'm going to get 2. I said, let's start with 1.
I did this because I have zero chill.
You've been ordering multiple drinks, too, at the same time. You just go up until you get 2 drinks.
Yeah, because
double
sometimes
fisting.
I get like a glass of wine and like a Tito soda. I don't do that a lot. Just when I'm in a mood.
It's just been a little motif.
But anyway, so we drove down Big Sur. I took a disco nap.
In the cute car. Disco nap. I went on a little hike by myself and I crawled up. It was all like foggy and cute and the weather was perfect.
You hiked up a mountain as I was disco.
Yeah, I like went like up
We went our separate ways.
We went our separate ways. And I had a cute little like sit down, let's think about our life. What are we doing? We're going down the coast. And I had the idea.
In the fog atop a mountain.
Literally.
And this is what comes to him.
And I said, we should move to LA.
He came down from this. He found me. I was actually next to a stream because I woke up and he was gone and we were out of service. And I was like, well, I don't know when he's going to be back. So I went and sat by a stream and he came to me and we were both having our own moments. And he said, listen, I was meditating atop a mountain and I think we should move to LA. And I was like, that's what came to you in your meditation? Like, this is like a big, he's like, God spoke to me and we belong in LA.
And I said, listen, bitch. Yes, that's exactly
God works in mysterious ways.
I know.
So we're in LA. I think we're moving here.
Because
of Nick's vision atop a mountain.
We're moving to LA. We think. So I'm not saying that we are. I'm just saying if you see me in the streets.
Yeah, like a little LA moment and see if we love it.
Yeah,
but
I think that would be fun.
Basically, we're trying to figure out our lives. That we were very distraught. Like, okay, like we feel like we should be in LA, so we drove straight to LA, and we were a little like, what's going on? What are we doing? We're like, so I said, where I just think I would feel very comfortable. Let me just grab my dog. Let's go get a glass of rosé at Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant, and I just feel like then I'll know. And
we were kind of like, all right.
I mean, as we were sitting under the olive trees in the purple lighting, we were joining a nice hummus Mediterranean board.
Handsome bartender.
Yeah, James from New York. He had just moved there. He loved it. We just had a moment. And I was like, you know what? I feel good. I feel at home in West Hollywood.
If you would have asked me 5 days ago if I was moving to LA, I would laugh.
Well, we were going to go have a desert moment and camp and hike and do like the whole like outdoorsy desert thing. Yeah. So we're officially cliches.
Gay man from the Midwest likes West Hollywood. Thinks he's going to move there.
Groundbreaking.
Florals in spring. Oh my
Devil
gosh.
Wears Prada. Gay man.
Listen.
West Hollywood. Influencers.
Whatever.
Podcast.
Groundbreaking. It's kind of hilarious.
That's where we are.
It's so funny. It's so funny to me.
I love it though. Like I'm like so excited and it feels right. Like listen, like I'm just following the fun. It's ridiculous. But listen.
I think we're good.
DM us if you know somewhere.
Yeah. Or if you live in Hollywood or LA. Let me know.
Hit us up.
I love meeting new friends from the internet. All right. Well, are we out of wine?
I think we are.
Rude.
I have like a little bit. We have dinner plans.
Oh, we need to go. Do we need to go? Okay. Well, that's Nick. I think we're going to go. Hey, I have to go. I'm just going to hang up real quick. Okay, guys?
Well.
Are we done? Francesca?
Right, cheers. I think we got one more sip left.
Oh, one little sippy. Okay, bye.
Cheers. Bye. Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.